What a win for the Flyers, a 4-2 victory over the defending Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. Welcome into Post-Game Live, presented by Curado Insurance. Al Morgani, Scott Hartnell, Ashlyn Sullivan back here with you in Philadelphia. Talk about a gutsy effort. Once again, the Flyers leading the comeback wins in the NHL, also leading third period comeback wins. Really, this has been the MO of the season. Yes, we'll get the slow starts, but this was an epic finish.
Well, finally winning in regulation, too. Those points are huge. You could talk about the 2-goal deficit to start the second period. They come back, 4 unanswered goal, a huge goal late. Dan Vladar gets my first star for me. He played so good. The couple goals that did go in wasn't his fault per se, but just holding the fort after he let those two is huge.
Yeah, and Scott, when there's certain kinds of wins, they're really sweet wins. This is a really sweet win. Your team, just before Thanksgiving, to come back on a game like this, and we mentioned it just before, individually and as a team, certain wins are just appreciated more by the entire locker room and coaching staff. I think this is one of those wins.
No doubt.
Yeah, answered the bell in the third period, and really it started with Tyson Forrester, our PA Lottery winning moment of the game. You're down to the wire here. You want to get the lead. You want to get the win, and Tyson Forrester shows up out.
Yeah, he does, and the pressure that they have here. And again, you see a player without a stick. This happened twice in the game, once for, once against, and then just launch that shot, block so it comes back out, don't give up on anything, and they were just tenacious late in this game.
It's kind of funny, Forrester taking a shot, hits a guy in the shin pads. He's down on the ice there. That's happened to him 3 or 4 times this season. Him receiving the shot in the shin pads or the ankle or the top of the skates. So great to see. There's the shot right there. Ekblad goes down, he re-gets it, and 3 guys right in Bobrovsky's way there. A huge goal, right? Last minute to play. You're just trying to fire that puck, hoping it goes in, and it actually does. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, and you created the chaos. Once you have to block that shot right at the ankles. The other one, the stick not there, but you make a play at that player that doesn't have the stick. Smart play, so you've earned those breaks.
Yeah, and Tyson Forrester, what a goal for him, creating opportunities, just getting in the front of the net. And we talked about it upstairs. We could close our eyes and now like, all right, overtime. Here we go again, because we're so used to that so far this season. Tyson Forrester answers the call. But how about Game Changer, brought to you by Sloan Automotive? Sean Couturier, who has not scored a goal in 17 games. This was awesome to see, Scott.
Yeah, he's been on the score sheet, right? A lot of great assists, and this is 30 seconds, 30, 40 seconds to go in the game after they scored. They just keep the puck in. They're relentless, and a great shot pass there by Dvorak, and Coots able to angle that backhand. Not easy to get it upstairs with a backhand tip. He's able to angle his stick perfectly to get it over Bob. And just a great last third. Usually it's the Panthers or the other team trying to score a goal that you're in your end zone defending. What a great 30 seconds.
Yeah, great 30 seconds, and they defended very well because the Panthers are trying to get out of the zone, get their goaltender out to have that last push, but the Flyers defensively in a shell that makes it impossible to get out of that zone.
Yeah, no doubt. I love seeing that. There's nothing more demoralizing for a team. You're down by 1, you're trying to go, and it's 200 feet from the other team's goaltender, and then they score to boot. So all those guys out there getting a minus as well on the score sheet. So just good action by the whole team. And like I said, not the best first period, not a lot of shots for the Flyers during that game, but they made them count with those shots.
Right, and crazy enough, this is the season series against the Florida Panthers. They play them 3 games. They lose 1 at the start of the season. Their home opener, they win, and they just beat the Panthers again. So winning 2 over the Stanley Cup champions, to me, speaks volumes out. I know they're missing some star players, but for a young team, this shows me that the Flyers can compete with anybody.
Yeah, with the goaltending they have, that's what they needed tonight. I mean, they didn't get, like you mentioned, a ton of shots on net. But to come in and especially bounce back after a bad game, I didn't think they brought nearly an A game, their previous game here in Tampa. So that was really impressive to me. And Florida, that they get running at you. I mean, that's what I was afraid of in that first period. It's like, oh my God, they're going to start to get momentum here, but the Flyers squashed it.
Yeah, and offensively too, for me, it was a lot of puck control, a lot of passing in the D zone. The defense were moving, especially Drysdale and Andre, right? Kind of walking that blue line, going back and forth, shots getting through. That's how they got a couple of the goals, Al. And for me, that's the way they got to play, right? Moving, making it hard for teams to defend their goaltenders. So watch some film of that and keep doing that. It's a good recipe.
We should break it down later.
That's a great idea, Al.
What do you think, Al?
You know what? We just might, and that's a tease in television. The Flyers beating the Panthers 4-2 in this one, thanks to Tyson Forrester's goal as well. Let's go back down to South Florida to hear from Tyson in the Flyers locker room.
I guess to start, Tice, just take us through that game-winning goal and how it developed from your view. 2K made a good play, chip it in, east-west, east-west, and then 2K went high, D to D, just went high. You know, it's unfortunate. I hit the guy, he went down, and then I was lucky enough they were out of position because of that, and I scored.
What got in you guys in the third period? You guys came out kind of like gangbusters there after that second intermission.
Yeah, Vladdy played great for us, and you know we had to do it for him there.
This is the 10th comeback win, and I think it's only 22 games into the season. Do you guys you go, 1-0's not that big of a deal anymore?
I mean, yeah, we always get scored on first, it seems like, but it's not a good thing, but it's great that we always come back and, you know, we give a good effort every night.
What's kind of the conversations when you go down 1-0 on the bench?
Oh, just play the same way, a little better, a little harder, win more battles, and, you know, we had a couple tip goals tonight, so that was good to see.
How big was the lift in the second when you guys were able to get those two quick goals, 3 minutes and a half, something like that?
Yeah, it was a big kill, and then, you know, Email has some great shots, and like I said, we don't have many tip goals this year, and, you know, it was good to see.
What's it like watching Dan Vladar in net at this point?
We call him the Great 8-0, so he's been pretty good for us.
The Great 8-0.
Somebody
like
tell
it.
Ovi that.
Yeah.
That's a good nickname. I need to add that to my list of nicknames for my next ringside report. But yeah, I mean, Tyson Forrester's right. Dan Vladar, once again, so awesome in this game. But really, it was the first period because Tyson mentions it. It has been a theme where you get scored on first, but Dan Vladar always closes the door, so you at least have a chance in the second period.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is with these starts, right? Whether it's slow, you're on the road, you know, you're looking forward to Thanksgiving tomorrow, all this kind of stuff. I'm not sure why they're always kind of sitting back, kind of relaxing or waiting for the game to come to them instead of taking the game to the other team, right? And when they do get down, when they get ticked off, then they start going. Then they're playing offense. Then they're getting shots. Then they're getting people to the net. All that great stuff that's Flyers hockey that's kind of making them great. They just don't do it. Drop the puck.
Now, there's nothing. I don't think there's anything worse for a coaching staff because you can coach positioning, but let's start on time. Well, then behind again. But as I mentioned, managed to come back against it. There's a lot of pressure on your goaltender, though. That's why it's been so impressive to be able to now you got to do it. Now you can't surrender anything now because we put you in that spot. He pretty much answers the bell.
Guys, it's time for our electrifying moment brought to you by your local Tri-State Toyota dealers. Emil Andre playing great defensively and trying to get some offensive push here. He doesn't score a ton of goals, but they're awesome when they happen out.
Yeah, his whole effort's been pretty awesome. I mean, he defensively made a couple of mistakes, but then really came back with a strong game, Scott. Making sure that the puck gets through to the goaltender.
Yeah, if he waits another second, that gives the Panther defender to get into the lane of the shot here. You're going to see a good angle of it here. Watch him turn his body just to get enough mustard on that shot to get to the net. Barely made it in the air, but just some good hands by him, good footwork by him, feet work, whatever you want to say, call it. And just the C&I puck got deflected, goes in. Bob's, I don't know what he's doing with his stick, just tried to pick it up, but hey, we'll take it.
Hey, Bobrovsky, if he doesn't have a stick, take the shot.
Yeah, that's a good opportunity there. Emil Andre, let's go back down to South Florida, hear from him in the Flyers locker room.
Were you aware that Rossi didn't have a stick? Were you trying to get it on net as quick as you could in that situation?
No, I was not aware that he didn't have a stick. I just got the puck and trying to get around it and put it on net quick. So, yeah, I'm glad it went in.
I believe on the goal that Matt ended up deflecting, and you and Jamie really worked well together on the blue line to cross like that. Is that part of something that you guys, because of your both known for your skating, something you hope to bring more?
Yeah, I think that's something we're trying to emphasize in our offensive game as a team too. So yeah, I mean we're both good at moving our legs and trying to create shooting lanes that way. So yeah, it was a great play and glad it went in.
A little bit of a shaky start for you, but you're able to come back. Where is your confidence right now in your game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you have your ups and downs in your season and in the game. So it was a little slow start in the first there, and just trying to get back to simple and hard and let the game come to me. So I think that worked pretty well tonight, and it was a huge win. And obviously Vladdy was great back there. So yeah, it was a huge win, and yeah, it was nice.
And to be able to keep you guys in it, right? I mean, it was 2-0 at the time, your first goal, but to be able to keep you guys in, there was a little bit of an onslaught there from Florida.
Yeah, obviously he had some huge stops in the first there. We were not going as a team, so yeah, he was standing on his head, so it's really nice to have him back there.
What kind of goes through everyone's mind? You guys come out pretty hard in the first period, but then again, another team takes a 1-0 lead. how do you kind of balance that out and be able to stay with it when you have, again, another game where you fall behind?
Yeah, I just think the confidence we have in our group and our team, we've done it so many times this year. Obviously, it's not a good thing that we're not able to start the game in a good way, but like I said, we know we can come back, and that's what we did tonight, and that's what good teams do. So, yeah, it was a huge win.
Emil Andre, you hear it there talking about his teammate Dan Vladar standing on his head for his team, and that is the perfect description, I thought, for the way Dan Vladar played, not in just this game, but all season long. He's our GMC Performance Player of this game. Of course, yet again, an incredible performance. Clearly the starting goaltender for this Flyers team, and he's given them a chance to have a great year, frankly, Scott.
Yeah, big body, calming in there, gets out and stops the puck, every once in a while, makes some good plays with it, but, he's there on the top of that blue, battling for pucks, athletic goalie, so you love to have all those kind of things working at the right time, and he's been so solid the first 22 games of the season.
Yeah, and let's not pretend the best thing we heard tonight was the great 8-0. The great 8-0, and that's exactly how he's playing right now. Really like a star player that gives your team a chance to win every night because of those slow starts. He manages to keep them in the game, and then they answer the bell.
Yeah, it's been incredible, Dan Vladar, so far this season. That is the perfect nickname for him, that's for sure. And the Flyers, they do win this one 4-2 over the Florida Panthers, and much more to come here on Post Game Live, breaking down Matvei Michkov's goal, which we thought was Emil Andre's. Matvei Michkov's goal. Going to talk much more about that. We are back with our Granite Run Buick GMC play of the game. Sean Couturier, awesome for him to get this goal here at the end of the game. Tyson Forster makes it happen, but then Sean Couturier really puts the icing on the cake here, Scott.
Yeah, just great effort. Great work down below the other team's goal line. They're trying to get a goal, but they're just working the puck, on the boards. And it comes out to Dvorak and makes a great pass here to Coots on the back door, side door, I guess, if you will, and puts her home.
Yep, great coverage, and Couturier right there. And boy, how relieved is he? Hasn't had that goal in a while, but he's been a big part of them having these comebacks.
Yeah, Sean Couturier, his first goal in 17 games, so good for him for getting that at the end of the game. But how about Matvei Michkov being at the right place at the right time? Going to break it down now in our film session, but this is what, Scott, you always talk about, is getting to the front of the net and just creating an opportunity. Yeah,
and you really don't see Matvei Michkov in front of the net very often, right? He's usually in the corners behind the net, making plays, passing things out, or one-time position. This one, he's out in the front, force things right behind him as well. Doesn't take a stick away, so his stick's in front of his body and able to see that shot. Wasn't a hard shot by Andre, but just got a nick of it, just to change direction. There's the two guys in front right there, Al, and just a great hand-eye.
Yeah, you don't have to be right in the blue paint at all. And I really like the way they've already mentioned with Andre and Drysdale moving across the top of the blue line to get everybody moving in red there, and then you'll see the path right there, and Michkov, he's celebrating right there. He knows he's got that goal.
Yeah, unfortunately, just didn't have a defending. You want to take away that stick. That's what he's trying to tip that puck with. The stick was behind him like this. Easy play by Michkov to get that backhand over there, get a little touch of the puck, and that was a big goal.
Right, and you mentioned that's a perfect example of Matvei Michkov, how he can score more goals in the greasy areas, but it's that consistency, right? You want to see that every game from Matvei Michkov. Yes, he's got the stellar skill, but getting those dirty goals is going to just help the team. Yeah,
because his energy when he scores a goal, you saw that little celebration right there. I mean, that does get him going there. And the fact that those two defensemen can move the puck like that with Michkov, when whomever's on the ice there, that makes a big difference in coverage as you're moving across that zone.
Yeah, Andre said too, he moves with his legs to open up those lanes to shoot, right? There's nothing worse as a guy in front of the net taking a beating from a defenseman, and the defenseman just stands there and blasts it into the shin pads. It's gone the other way, and you're losing it. You got the ice packs on your ribs and everything like that, right? So it's good that they can move, find those lanes, get the pucks through, able to get a stick on it. So happy for Meach to get that one.
Plus, we're at practice all the time. We watch them work on tip all the time. And I'm like, well, in a game, can you at least get a chance to do that in a game? Because literally, it's 15, 20 minutes, it seems like, just tipping the puck. So that's why they do it.
Yes, practice is paying off for Matvei Michkov and the Flyers. A big win over the Florida Panthers in South Florida, as we now go back down south to hear from Rick Tocchet.
I feel like you guys had a pretty good first 4 minutes, and then it felt like a switch flipped. Is that kind of how it felt like down on the ice when they just started going a little bit?
Yeah, I liked our start, and then obviously they flipped the table on us, and Vladdy was unreal in that for us. He just saved our bacon. getting out of there 1-0, kind of regrouped and made a couple adjustments and stuff like that. But I thought resilience of the guys, give them a lot of credit. I thought all 4 lines contributed. The D and obviously the Vladdy was great. So the second and third.
I guess in particular the third period. What do you think made him come out like gangbusters in the third? Because it really seemed like it was a different game almost there.
Just confidence. I mean, that's just something we're going to strive every day. We're looking for it every day, and we just keep pounding on it. We're trying to find that. Chasing that 60 consistency. But listen, they're trying, they're working, and there's certain things that we got to keep working on and build those blocks.
Another game where you kind of give up the first goal, but your team again is once again resilient. I think that's 10 comeback wins now. I mean, what does that say about your club?
Yeah, no, like I said, it's and that's great. You got to give these guys a lot of credit for the no quit in them. Even it was 2-0. Like I said, they were all over us in the first. So. I like the fact that we didn't lose confidence. You can lose confidence. You're a young team. Teams are all over you. What do you do? It goes 2, 3, 4, 5-0, and I felt that we kind of regained a little bit, started getting some action around the net, hit a couple of posts, and even the movement up with the blue line with the D, a lot of confidence up there. We want that motion up there, and I think that really helped settle things down when we had some really good looks at the net.
You talk about the young players. I mean, Emile Andre kind of had a little bit of a rough start to the game, but then comes back and plays a critical role.
Yeah, we were just talking to the coach. What I really like about that, yeah, he had a tough first, right? But the game's not over. There's 40 minutes left, and he was a factor. I could name a bunch of players where they had a really tough start, but somehow they regained themselves and they, played a good game for us. The attitude, it's not going my way, and then you just, sometimes you just like, I had a bad game, but no, fight it, and he fought it. He fought the thing. Hey, I'm gonna contribute, and he did. So give him a lot of credit for that.
And 2 wins against the champs here in 5 weeks, whatever it's been. It's got to give some confidence, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this team's played a lot of hockey. A lot of pressure hockey. So to win 2 games, and listen, we know Barkov and Kachuk are out, but that's still a good hockey team over there. So to grab 4 points off them, we're done with them, right?
You're done.
Thank God.
Well,
yeah.
We'll see.
Well, yeah, you're right. That's true. You never know. But yeah, no, it's obviously Paul's got these guys. It's a well-coached team.
9 wins now in 13 games for Dan Vladar. Just what is it like watching him in net?
Yeah, just from the beginning of the year, just the buy-in, the excitement he brings to our team as a goalie, coming by the bench in between periods, in between the timeouts, and obviously standing tall for us when, it wasn't good, for the last 10 minutes in the first. So, he kind of, we had a little rope-a-dope, and he kind of held us together for us.
Thanks,
Okay, guys, thanks. Thank you.